How's it going, you lot? What a lovely day it is. I mean it, it's a brilliant day. It's been over 20 degrees out there today, and we're in October. It's fantastic. Maybe that means we might have a really good winter with loads of snow and just cold. Maybe. Let's hope for that. Loads of snow, really cold, proper winter. Anyway, earlier on today, you see there's hundreds, there's 64,729 other things that I really should be doing now. But earlier on today, I had a spare half an hour, so I decided to take this for a little run around the field because I hadn't actually ran it for quite some time. Now, this engine blew up before. They had a thing where they were known, when these B3s first came out, the little C-clip, the little circlip that holds the gudgeon pin in, just come out, and they scored up the liner. Nova for a while were replacing them. I don't know if it was Nova or if it was the shops that were selling them, but anyway, it was because it was a known issue. They were just rebuilding them free of charge. My one did that, but I left it for a long time before I even said anything to anybody, which means it was too late. So I had to buy a new piston and liner. I ran it in, about half an hour on it, so this whole engine's got roughly, I'm going to say roughly an hour to an hour and a half of run time on it. And earlier on today, it seized up again. But it's not seized now. I lie. It's absolutely rock bloody solid. It's absolute Jesus. Well, it wasn't like that when I left it. It wasn't. It kept not running right. There's a video of it. I'll probably put a link. Maybe you've already seen it. It weren't really running very well, and then it just stopped dead in the middle of stopped dead. But it would still turn over. It just wouldn't start, but it would turn over. But it sounded like a bag of nails. But now it's absolutely rock solid. So it's either cooled down and seized up, or something, whichever it is that's come out, probably that C-clip again, that circlip, has jammed it up. But it's proper jammed. I mean, it is proper bloody jammed. I can't. So, what we're going to do, we're going to take it apart, and we're going to see what the damage is. Let's move the buggy out of the way. Maybe this buggy's cursed. I was going to put the B5R Evo in this buggy. Maybe I won't. I don't know. I really like the S-Works S35. But maybe that one's cursed. I don't know. I am hard on these engines. I am very hard. See, the thing is, a ready-to-run engine, like the KE21 in the MP9, you know, any other engine that I can think of, the K4.6 in the Savage, you can be really rough with them. Really rough. Really rough. You can have them flat out on full throttle, you can rev them, you can do whatever you want, and they're bulletproof. But these, they're racing engines, and I've done a lot of racing in the past, not necessarily with Nitro, but motocross and things like that. Engines that are designed to race, they're actually softer. I don't mean softer as in softer, I mean they're not as hardy, not as bulletproof as a different engine which isn't designed for racing. And I think I'm just a bit too hard on this engine. I don't think it can cope with the way that I drive it, which is full throttle all the time. If I'm going round a track, I'm flat out. I don't care if there's a corner, I'm flat out. It's supposed to brake and slow down, but I'm just flat out. And I don't think it can cope with it, if I'm honest, because this is the second time this has happened now. But we'll see. We will see. Let's take it apart and have a look. Now, a lot of people think that, you know, racing is all about being flat out, but it ain't. Racing, really, is about looking after your engine while you're driving it. And I definitely don't do that. I definitely don't do that. I just love it, you know. That engine screaming. And yeah, I just think, you know what, this is what I got it for, so it's going to be flat out. You know what I mean? It's going to, full throttle is what it's there. That full throttle is there for a reason. Can't see anything through the exhaust port. So let's take the air filter off. Put that over there. Nova engine's got a 7mm Venturi on there. I forgot all about that. On the other one, I think I got a 9, but it's a low profile and I can't get the bloody thing out. With these ones, you can grip round the edge and you can pull it. But with the low profile ones, that one's stuck in there. But with the low profile ones, they go right in the throat of the carb, and I can't get it out. I put a 9 in the other one, and I just can't get it out. That's solid. Right, let's do a little thing here then. Let's take the head off. What we got? 2mm. Let's take the head off and see what we got inside here. Are they 2 or 2.5? I can't remember now. Perhaps a 2.5. Oh, they're 2.5. Ah, dearie me. Ah, bloody, I forget what things are what, I really do. I don't forget, but because I take so many engines and different things apart, a lot of the time I get things mixed up, and I think, wow, you know, like on a car or something, you know what's a 13, what's a 10, what's a 16, what's a 17, some things are 15, and you just remember. I always forget on bloody Nitro cars which ones are 2, which ones are 2.5. Some of them are 3 and I forget. Oh, that's a 3, not a 2.5. Yeah, you know the crack. Once we get this head off, I don't think we're going to see a lot once we get the head off, to be honest. I think if there's any damage, it's going to be down in the crank, down in the bottom of the block, or that gudgeon pin. We'll see. People always moan at me for the way that I take engines apart. God, it is what it is, you know what I mean? Right. Smells nice, but it's completely rock solid. You can see that's a brand spanking new piston in there. Brand new, look at that. Brand new. That's where it seized, right there. So it's pretty much coming up to the pinch, that is. And it's rock solid. Let's take off the back plate. Makes you want a jam sandwich, that does, doesn't it, that oil? That red after run oil. Well, it's not after run oil. I actually put air filter oil down it because I didn't have any after run oil. So I stuck air filter oil down it. And my 2-in-1 oil, I don't know what's happened to it. I think I was using it the other day. And let's put it somewhere. Yeah, you know what? I'm absolutely gutted because when I went down the park with this earlier, I've left my R-clips to hold the body on. Now, they're the best R-clips I've ever had. They're orange, so they match the shell. But also, they're solid. They're not like a flimsy metal that all bends. They're solid, absolutely solid. And I've never had any other R-clips like these ones. And I've left them down the park, so I'm going to have to take a walk down there tomorrow and hope that they're still there, because they were bloody good R-clips. And I don't want to lose them. Alright, let's see. Well, there's nothing untoward that I can see in there. But it's rock. It's absolutely rock solid, that is. I can't see any bits of metal in there. I can't see any bits of gudgeon pin or circlips. Oh, there's some scars on the piston. I can see through the exhaust port now. I can see through that exhaust port. I don't know if you're going to be able to see, but there is a few scars on that piston. And that's where the gudgeon pin got stuck last time. Okay. Right. Well, I'm going to have to free this up now because it literally, I'm not making this up. Alright, that is absolutely, I could put it in a vise, I could put the flywheel in a vise and I could turn the engine, but I don't want to. I might be able to save it. I don't think I am going to be able to save it, but I might be able to if it's not that bad. It's never going to be good. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to get the heat gun and I'm going to heat the block. So if I heat this block here on the outside, this will expand and a bit of heat will go a little bit into the liner, which is this part here, and that will expand as well. And the piston, although it will get warm, it won't expand as much. So the block and the liner will expand, freeing the piston, and I should be able to turn it, because I need to be able to turn it and able to get it out, because I need to be able to turn so I can get a screwdriver underneath that conrod. But also, obviously, to get the piston out, I've got to get the liner out. And I'm not going to get them both out at the same time. Well, I could. If I have to, I'll have to. But it's a lot easier if I can free it up and get the piston down to BDC. And then I can get the liner out. And then I can get the piston and conrod out. So, let's get the heat gun. Could use a blowtorch for this. But I'm not sure where my blowtorch is. It's somewhere else. So let's get the heat gun fired up and see what happens. Right, we're in a lot of heat. I don't want to put too much in it. I'm just going to get my gauntlets, my welding gauntlets. Put these on because this is going to be a bit warm now. There we go. Right, that is free now. That's going down. Oh yeah, look at that. It's not as bad as I thought. Don't know whether you can see. Can you see? About there somewhere on that liner there's some scores. We'll have to take the liner out to inspect it. But why has that gone like that? Perhaps it just got too hot, but you'll see if you watch that video, it didn't get very hot at all. Might be able to save it, you know. It's never going to be perfect. I think the gudgeon pin's alright. Maybe it was a bit lean, I don't know, but it didn't seem lean at the time. Yeah, it wants to go up and down now. I'm in two minds, you know. I might not take it apart, because that seems alright. I thought that was scored. I'm just going to go and get some kitchen paper. Probably take my gauntlets off now. I'm just going to go and get my kitchen paper. And we'll give this a good old clean. Oh, bloody hell, that's still hot. I haven't got any a little bit of brake cleaner, and what that'll do is just clean that up a little bit. You'll see. Let me just go and get big kitchen paper. Right, I'm back. Will it help if I zoomed in a little bit? I don't know if that would be any better for you. Might have been a bit too far away. I don't know. Manuel said to me earlier, "Hello, what's going on?" And I said, "What's going on? What do you mean what's going on, eh? Hey? He's a bit crazy, that Manuel. Right, let's just get a bit of kitchen paper. Now the pistons are beat. This is still roasting. I want to see if that's oil stains or heat stain or whatever you want to call it. There's a lot of oil there. This camera's a bit. Now it does look like scorage. Right, what I'm going to do, I'm going to oil it all up again afterwards, but we're going to spray it down with a bit of brake cleaner. And what that'll do is, it'll just clean everything. It'll get any debris out. It's not. I know a lot of you are going to say, no, the bearings, and it's going to be dry and all this bollocks. I know, but things need to be clean, you know. And I know my workbench isn't the cleanest, and a lot of you are going to be having heart attacks watching this. But look, it is what it is, and I am what I am, and I do things the way I do things, if that's okay with you. But right, now hopefully if we get some focusing, right, there we go. Can you see just at the back by the exhaust port there, a little bit of scorage? I could take this liner out and inspect it, but I don't really think I don't want to. Look, it's just there, see it? I don't think I need to. There is a bit of scorage there. Now that, I think that's just wear, do you know what I mean? There's about an hour's worth of run time on this, but it doesn't look like it, does it? It looks brand spanking new. So I think it was running okay. But it's interesting how there's wear by the exhaust port. We can see... Oh no, I need a little torch or something. Yeah, I need a little torch. Let me just go and see if I can work out a little torch. How am I going to get a little torch? Ah, I've got an idea. Good old Kuwait's, look, their multimeter. It's got a little light on the back of it. Look at that. Good old Kuwait's. Thank you, Kuwait's, for sponsoring my channel over the years. Your products come in extremely handy. So we can see there that the circlip that holds that gudgeon pin in is still well and truly there. It hasn't come out, so that's alright. That's perfect. So I can't see anything wrong with that. Obviously I can't see the other side because, well, the inlet's in the way. There is some scores on that piston though. I'll tell you what I reckon's happened. I reckon it was possibly... Oh, it's seized up again. It hasn't. I reckon it's just extremely tight still, and it just needed to be a bit... What in the world is that? Needed to be a little bit richer, maybe. Maybe I had it tuned a bit too lean. Don't know what that is. Might have to take this liner out. Let me have a little play around. Look at that. can you see down in that side little black bits? I'm just going to clean all that out, give it another spray down with a bit of brake cleaner, oil it up good and proper. I've got different oils here. I've got after run oil, which is ideal for putting an engine together. Haven't got any assembly lube. I normally use assembly lube that you're meant to use on other things, but you can use 1040, you can use any oil, you know, 3-in-1, WD-40. A lot of people say, don't use WD-40, bollocks, bollocks, bollocks. Oil is oil, it's better than nothing. If you've only got WD-40 and you've not got anything else, just use bloody WD-40, for goodness sake. Right, back in a minute. Right, so I've had a good old jolly good clean up, and this is not dirt, this is damage, I suppose you could call it. Can you see, where's my screwdriver? Can you see down in, where am I? Down in there, there's like 2 black little dots. Well, those, can you see them? 2 black little dots. Those, they're chips out of the liner. And I fully realise at this point you lot would probably have the liner out to have an inspect of it, but I'm not going to, because I can see they're there and I've got nothing I can do about it. I'm not going to buy another liner now. I've spent far too much money on this engine, so it is what it is. But I just wanted to show you it. I'm going to run it like this. If it self-destructs even more, it self-destructs even more. If it runs, it runs. But there's little chips out of the liner there, and 2 little black dots. And there's also chips out of the piston. Probably see the 2 little black dots at the top of the piston there and there. They're actually little chips. So the compression and the combustion will be slightly getting past that. What's caused that? I wouldn't have thought it was any dirt, because the air filter was fine, wasn't letting any dirt through. I know it's dirty now, but the inside of it's fine. The inside of the carburetor is clean, so probably, yeah, that's fairly clean. Not that it's focused, but there you go. So I reckon something, either a bit of swarf or something's got in there, but it's ran for, you know, it ran for roughly an hour, maybe a bit more. So I don't know what's happened. Maybe a bearing's broken down, but the way I see it now is that liner's not a lot of cop. Well, it is a lot of cop. I mean, as far as my standards go, as far as I'm concerned, it's perfectly fine. There's nothing wrong with it at all. I'm going to douse this with after run oil now. And I'm going to douse that bearing with after run oil. It's going to be bloody difficult to start it, because it's going to be completely flooded with oil. But I put brake cleaner in it, didn't I? So I need to oil it all up. That bearing, the piston, alright. So we know that the inside of there is reasonably clean. Let's just gonna, I know I've just oiled it, but I'm just going to wipe the inside of that again because it's gone black. Right, there we go. Bit of oil on the top there. Make sure that's all good, well and truly oiled. All around the top of that piston. Right, I'm going to put it back together. What's the time? 10 to 6. I reckon I'll be alright starting it up now. We'll put it back in the buggy. Me, whatchamacallit is, my starter box is charged, because that also ran out when I was in the field. So that's charged up. We'll see if it's going to run. It'll either run well or it will be a bastard to start. As I explained before, this engine's always been massively cold-blooded. Even with the old piston and liner, it's a super duper cold-blooded engine. So, you know, I don't mind that kind of thing. So we'll just stick it back together. Put the screws all back in. Give it a jolly good heat up. A proper good heat. When I was out in the field, I heated it up with the engine heater. And it seemed alright. But maybe it didn't like it. I don't know. One thing I can say is though, the B5R is a lot, it seems to be a lot easier to get along with, but I like a challenge, and I like things that, I love a cold-blooded engine, and they're great fun because they're difficult to roar into life, but when they do roar into life, they're a bloody beast. So, here we go. I'll catch you lot in a minute when I've got this engine back in the buggy and we're ready to fire it up. Oh, you're back early. I haven't quite finished putting it in yet. Just doing up the last bolts. I am. Like that. I just got to remember to do these ones up because I did start taking it off with these ones, but then I decided I won't do that. I like using them other bolts. But I loosened these a little bit, so let's just tighten them back up again. Right. There we go. Oh no, we leaked a bit of nitro out. Come here. Come here, you. Now you've got to be careful. A lot of people have a lot of trouble distinguishing. You know, a lot of racers, they want to instill their racing habits and racing techniques and whatever on the general everyday folk. But we're different. The general everyday folk, we're different. We don't do things, you know, you don't have to do things how you would if you was at a racetrack every day, you know what I mean? So I'm saying that because I read a few comments earlier on that was saying about, you know, on a racetrack this would happen, you know, if you was racing that would happen, blah blah blah. Well, that's not necessarily the case. It's if you were, yes, but are we? No is the answer. We're not in any sort of competition, and we're not in this channel is based at the everyday people. Everyday people. If I wanted to do a racing channel, I would go and do that. But I just aim everything at the novice, because that's what I am. I'm a novice. I've only been playing around with RC cars for best part probably 25 years. I don't know anything about them. I don't know anything at all. So I'll put you there. I would put you back on the other. So I'll put you on the other bench. You might better see better. Maybe you will. Maybe you won't. But I'm gonna. Right, while I put the heater on, I'll move you over. There's the heater. I'll use this one because I charged it up, and that engine heater. I do need to get a new engine heater because I've used this one so much. The top of it's ripped off and it doesn't really do too much. But anyway, right, I'll put you over there while I heat the engine up. Happy days. Love that cylinder. So quick. Obviously there are quicker ones, and you're all going to point out ones that are much quicker, and, you know, they're slow and all that kind of stuff. I've heard it all, but I know it whinges as well. Bloody thing. I lost the little thing. Shh. Thank you. I lost the little grub screw that holds the exhaust on the other day, so don't worry about that. We'll let this heat up. Let's prime it while we got that off. Right. Righty tighty, lefty loosey, all that kind of stuff. Shh. Thank you. We'll use this heat gun. Get loads of heat down in the top of it. I know some of you, by the way, are going to be going, you need a heat gun, you need a bloody heat gun, use a temperature gun, a thermometer, use a thermometer. I know, some of you are going to be saying it. I've got one here, I use it to do the barbecue and all the other kind of stuff, but no batteries, so I can't use it. Batteries are bloody expensive, and they're not worth buying. You don't need a heat gun. A heat gun, you don't need a thermometer in order to just work out if something's hot or cold. It ran well. Don't like running without a glow plug. No. Well, I don't reckon that's awful. I reckon that's probably going to be alright. Bloody, what's that? Wasp or something just come out of the wall. I wouldn't say that was awful. I know that servo's still buzzing, don't worry about that. Shh. Thank you. Tick over's a bit low. It needs to be, I think it just needs to be ran again now that I've put it all back together. I can't run it too much here because it's about 6:10 in the afternoon. People are going to be trying to relax. But I don't think there's any significant damage. I think everything's okay, to be honest. So I think what I'll do, we'll give that a jolly great good run tomorrow, hopefully. And I reckon it's got 2 little chips out of the piston, 2 little chips out of the liner. I don't think that's going to cause a lot of issues for what I want. If I wanted to go and race it, I'd want it to be absolutely perfect. And you're still all the way zoomed in, aren't you? Why didn't you say anything? Alright. If I was going to go and race it, I'd want it to be absolutely perfect. There's nothing wrong with that for what I want. I'm going to check all the nuts and bolts, make sure the head's tight, make sure the back plate's tight, do all that kind of stuff. And I might get a chance tomorrow, or it might have to be another day, because it's bloody hard work, like I don't want to start the box and all that kind of stuff around the field. But we'll go and give it another run and see what it's like. I probably thrashed it a bit too much the last time I used it, given that it was only just ran in. But nice one. Well, you lot, it runs, so I'll catch you lot on the next one. There's plenty of stuff going on. If you're interested in winning a gift voucher for either Answer RC, Wheel Spin Models, or I will do some other shops when I can manage to sort them all out, think about subscribing, because now and again I just go down the subscription list, pick someone at random, you get a voucher. And you know, it's as simple as that. So you got to be subscribed to be in it. You got to be in it to win it, my friends. If you like this sort of thing, stick around. I normally get non-running RC cars, ones like things like this, you know, non-runners off of eBay finds, shed finds, loft finds, etc. Get them going again and make videos of it. Give them a test drive, find out all the things. I'll teach you as much as I can from my limited amount of knowledge in the no time at all that I've ever done anything, and I don't know anything. I just wing it, wing through life. See you later, take care, all the best.